Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In today's video we have some bad news about EVO, but also some good news. Let's get started. There were a lot of people wondering when as opposed to if this announcement was going to come out. Now unfortunately, due to the state of the world right now and the fact that it's not really getting better at a rate that would make this tournament feasible, it is commendable that EVO did hold on for as long as they could. Unfortunately, the tournament is held at the end of July, beginning of August, so this kind of announcement was more or less inevitable. So here is EVO's official message from their official Twitter account. It says, "We are sadly canceling EVO 2020 at Mandalay Bay and refunding all purchased tickets. But to keep the EVO spirit alive, we're bringing the event online this summer. More information coming soon. The health and well-being of our community is our highest priority. We hope everyone stays safe during this time. Sincerely, the EVO team." So now let's talk about the bad news and the good news. I don't want to say it's simple as in EVO is cancelled, that's the bad news, and there's an online tournament, that's the good news. It's not necessarily as clear-cut and straightforward as that. I could say that the good news is that EVO is cancelled. If you're hosting EVO in kind of a world climate like it is right now, that might be a very bad thing. If you think about it, the health and safety of the players would potentially be at risk. The health and the safety of those players' families might be at risk. The optics of EVO going forward in this climate might also be at risk. The good news might very well be that EVO values the health and the safety of the players more so than the whole business side of the tournament. And now moving over to the announcement of having EVO online, that also is bad and good news. This is horrible for players who excel in a competitive environment, in a face-to-face environment, maybe on stage in front of thousands of people. These are those players who don't sweat in those high-pressure situations and can deal with pretty much anything thrown at them as long as they can focus on their game. These players who thrive in that kind of setting might find it a little more difficult in the online setting where you don't have anyone around you. You don't have someone sitting behind you, breathing down your neck. You can't hear them talking with their buddies about your gameplay as you're playing a game. You can't see your opponent sitting beside you and kind of read their emotions on what's going on. You don't have any of that. You just have yourself in a quiet room with your PS4 or PC. Maybe there are some players out there who do get a little distracted or a little disheartened or a little discouraged by all of the commotion in an offline setting. But on an online setting, they are a completely different beast, and maybe some of the players you would have no difficulty beating offline are a completely different monster playing against online. And that's really just one thing to consider. Now think about all of the people who couldn't make EVO in the first place. Maybe they couldn't afford to go, maybe they couldn't get the time off work. There are a ton of different reasons as to why someone couldn't make EVO this year, but with the online tournament, maybe they can. Maybe you will see some online monsters who are complete monsters, complete destroyers online, who don't compete offline, but they do compete online, and maybe they register for the tournament. Maybe you'll see some unexpected names in some of the top standings. I'm really curious to see who shows up, and maybe some players who never play offline but they're amazing online take some of the top spots. Now the third and I guess fourth points to consider are netcode and connection strength. Don't forget, this is online, so there will be lag. It's pretty much inevitable. If you're playing against someone across the street from you, your connection will be significantly better than if you're playing someone across the country, unless your neighbor just has really bad internet for some reason. But at the same time, there will be connection differences between matches. One player to the next may feel significantly different just because of connection strength. Lag is a real thing for online tournaments. It's not a non-existent thing. It happens, and it may really throw some people off if you go from a smooth connection to a poor connection, or a poor connection to a smooth connection, because in times of lag, playstyles tend to differ. Intricate combos become increasingly difficult to land when there is a lot of lag. And this is where netcode plays a massive part in all of this. Think about it for a second. If you have a game with bad netcode and then you run into a bad connection, you're really going to notice it. The players are really going to feel it. At the same time, 100,000 people or so watching on Twitch are going to be able to spot the issues. But at the end of the day, players are going to have to factor in bad netcode and bad connections into their online matches. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to watching EVO this year. I think the online portion is going to be huge. I hope this helps the case for online tournaments in the future. I hope it helps the case for good netcode in fighting games. And I hope there are a lot of people who wouldn't compete offline maybe sign up to compete online to see how it is. Let me know in the comments below what you think about EVO being cancelled, but there being an EVO Online Tournament. Let me know if you're going to compete in EVO Online. I'm really curious to see what people's thoughts are about the entire situation. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Thank you everyone, take care.